So I flew from Belfast International into Bristol Airport, picked up the car and headed over to Big Flock. Okay, so I've just arrived at Big Flock in Bristol. So this is year 1 of Big Flock, and I had been watching John and Claire post about it along with so many other podcasters for so long. So I decided a couple of weeks ago to book the flight and to come on over and have a plunder about. So I'm going to try and take you with me, but I've never really done this. I did it in the show in Belfast a little bit, but I wasn't overly happy with the video, so I'm going to try again today. You will definitely see snippets of this. I'm staying over tonight and coming back in the morning, so depending on how much I get today, I will maybe do a little bit of a roundup tonight and then a bit of a roundup tomorrow again. So there's a couple of things I am hoping to see. Pixie Yarn, I want to have a good look at some of their fades. Botanical Yarn, I want to have a look at the Little Grey Girl, and there was one other that I definitely want to source out. It's not coming to me now. Blue Fern Yarn I want to have a look at. And then obviously I want to go to the Podcasters Lounge and have a chat, hopefully with Joe and Rachel. As you all know, I've done loads of test knits with them and actually have my Alexander shawl with me. I know it's really warm today, but I'm just wearing a short sleeve dress and I didn't bring a coat or anything else. I'm travelling really, really light. Which actually doesn't bode well for any yarn I might want to take home, but let's see how that goes. I want to see Kirsty and Tracy from Will and Wishes. So yeah, let's go along and see who we find. Okay, so this is room 1. The first people that we see here are A Yarn Story, and this was such a beautiful stand. I did contemplate so many of these beautiful colours, and they actually had a little bit of spin cycle, which I had a squish at. This colour in particular just really suited me, those kind of turquoises and lilacs and coral colours, but it's just too expensive if I'm being completely honest. They also had the plump, I think it's called, with them as well, and I loved these shifts that were hanging. I really do think it shows off spin cycle so well. So that was A Yarn Story. From there I went over to Rosie's Moments and had a look at the bits and pieces there. I loved these purples, and I'm not quite sure what you'd call those, deep burnt orange, mustard, that sort of colour. And I love these little bags. So these little bags were such a lovely idea. A little jute bag, and inside was enough to make yourself a sock. So it'd be a lovely little gift for anyone, or anyone even who's thinking of starting to knit. So yeah, I really loved that. And then this one is James Makes Yarns. So you'll see that I'm not going round them all. Some of them were a little bit busy. So I just went round the ones that I could. And the colours here were just beautiful. Really vibrant, really bright. And I loved, there's a hat coming up here. And I loved this hat. I thought the way that the yarn was speckled, and my daughter would really have loved that, but I didn't actually buy any James Makes Yarns, spoiler alert. And then from there I went across to Stonehenge Ceramics, and these pieces were beautiful. Such beautiful buttons, earrings, little dishes, just gorgeous. And I love this little dish, and look at the detail on the inside, absolutely beautiful. The work that must have gone into those. I was afraid of them being broken on the way home on the flight, but these were just beautiful ceramics. These pictures as well were really nice, and the amount of detail in them was just stunning. From there I then went to Magpie and Butterfly, who was just next door, and they had some gorgeous buttons as well.
So their buttons were a lot more colourful. That's not a bad thing or a criticism on my part. Both stands were absolutely beautiful. And then from there, I went on to Inner Fleece. And again, so I love the wee minis that were sitting here, and the colours on this stand.
Okay, so day one is done. My voice is going, but it was going before I ever arrived this morning. And I just thought I'd show you a few bits and pieces that I got today. So first and foremost, I met up with Kirsty and Tracy from Will and Wishes, and I got a lovely little pin badge from them. So Kirsty and Tracy were in the podcasters lounge, and I went round and had a chat with them. Met up with Ruth Loves to Knit as well. So that was lovely. And they gave me this, now it'll shine out, but I got this little sheep stitch marker and their card. So that was really nice. I also met Twinsette and Pearl, and I got a lovely little bag charm from them, which is absolutely beautiful. And then the yarn. Who else did I meet? I'm sure I met a few more. I'll cover it tomorrow. So one of the things that I had said this morning was that I really wanted to see Pixie Yarn, and I wanted a fade for the summer sorrel, and I got one. Now it's their Footsteps Yarn Club 2024. This is going to crinkle a little, so I'll pick it up, I'll take out the crinkling, and then we'll talk about it. That's as good as I'm going to get it. So it's lovely purples, magentas going into like a deeper burgundy. So when I take that out of the pack, I'll show you a little bit more. So that's for the summer sorrel. And then I was looking at the Wool Kitchen, and I felt this yarn, which is a merino silk. It is 400 meters per 100 grams, and it's a 4-ply, and it is the most beautiful, stunning colors. And it was called Iris, and my little niece, who was just born last year, is called Iris, so I couldn't pass this skein up. So that's probably a better colour there. It's absolutely beautiful, and it is so soft, it is dreamy, and I'm going to do a shawl with that. And then I'd seen loom hand down yarns, which I haven't come across before actually. Again, alpaca, silk, cashmere, 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere. 400 meters per 100 grams. So I have really treated myself to luxury yarns with silk in them. And this is Harvest Bloom. Again, probably holding it back, you'll get a better idea of the colour. I just loved it. There is sort of, if I hold it closer, there's lovely sort of greens and pinks and really dusky pinks and roses coming out of that one. So really, really love that. So I don't think I did too bad for day one. I was quite reserved, although I am very aware that I don't have much room in my case to travel home. But yeah, I really enjoyed today. There was lots of space to sit, to knit, although I didn't knit because it was warm today. Just to chat and to meet people. It was a really open, welcoming show, and I haven't been over to a show before. As I've said, the ones that I've been to were in Northern Ireland, and I suppose because I had the time to just sit and chat and I wasn't running in to go out and make tea or do those sorts of things, it was lovely to just spend that day and walk around, because every time I walked around I saw something a little bit different, and it was just lovely. So that's the end of day one. I'm going to pop down now to the restaurant bar and get some food, and I will catch up with you again tomorrow. See you then. Okay, so good morning. It's day 2 of the big flock, and I am ready to leave the hotel and head up to the venue, which is in the University of West England. Today I tried to make a few plans or intentions. I want to get a skein of yarn for my husband for socks, so I want to look for something a bit darker, maybe greys. I seen a couple in Bird Street yesterday, and I seen a couple with, I can't remember the name, I'll pop it in whenever I'm editing. but I know where I'm heading to for those two. And then the other thing that I would like to do is to get my daughter something. So it will be much more colourful and bright. So I will share those with you. Wool Kitchen, Blue Fern Yarns. I had a look yesterday, but not a good look. So I want a good look at Blue Fern Yarns today and have a chat with Shannon. I actually watched one of their podcasts last night as well, and it was so lovely. Having met them yesterday, it's different watching podcasts when you meet people. So it was really lovely to watch that last night just before I went to sleep. So that's my plan for today. I need to leave here by 1 to get back to the airport for my flight, but that's still plenty of time. It is 10:15 here at the minute. So yeah, let's go and have another good day at Big Flock.
So this is Botanical Yarn. Loving all of the shades of pinks and lilacs. And as you'll see, I do pick, and I don't know the colour of this, but it was really, really beautiful. And I was very tempted, as was I, to that bag that was sitting there, but I left without. And then this was unwrapped yarn. So beautiful stitch markers, beautiful laser cut bits and pieces for knitting and measuring your needles and different bits and pieces. This was Pixie Yarn. This was one of my favourite stands, I have to say. I really loved Pixie Yarn's colours. Absolutely stunning. So as you can see, just the vibrancy of some of the colours. There were so many different colours to choose from. And this particular section that is just sneaking in to the video were all of her fades. So this is where I had got my fade, and she had lots of choices, 20 grams, 50 grams. I think she had a couple of 100 grams. And this is butternut handmade. So I had a lovely chat with Conchetta, and it was just lovely having a chat with her, because we had been on a test knit together, but I hadn't realised that it was her, because when you're testing photos of your shawls, you don't see the people that are wearing them. But her bags were beautiful. She has a really lovely choice of colours and panels, as you can see there in the reindeer, and they're just beautiful. I really, really liked her bags, and very well priced as well. So these were beautiful. And then this was Loom. So I did talk about Loom, and I did get a skein of their yarn. The colours are just moody is how I want to describe them. They had a lovely combination of merino, silk, cashmere, did some fluff. I'm not sure what the fluff was, if it was mohair or suri. I didn't actually look at it. But it was the colours of this particular stand just really drew me. All of the other stands, as I say, Pixie Yarn was one of my favourites in terms of all of the colours, but that one just in terms of the moodiness. This was Urban Pearl. I don't get a good look at this stand, but what I did pick up and have a look at was one of the colours that I thought my husband would like for socks. So a real chocolate colour. I have to say, I liked the stands where they had something knit up in their yarn. I thought that was really, really nice to be able to see. This was then the Knitting Shed, and I did get a yarn which I will show you later at their stand. Again, these were the more cashmere silk, those types of yarns, but beautiful colours. And there's a sock set here. This is beautiful. Just my colours, pinks and purples. And I thought this one was dreamy with the 2 mini skeins with it. Cool Woolings, absolutely vibrant colours. There's no other way to describe this. I did contemplate buying this mini set for my daughter, but I set it back again, and I knew she'd love this in the pastels. I had a really lovely chat here as well. This is Second City, and based in Birmingham, so the colours are all based around the city, and it was lovely to hear how she had come up with these colours. Apologies, I cannot remember your name, and I do know that you told me, but these were just beautiful, based on different areas within Birmingham, a building within Birmingham, a park, that sort of thing. Then we went on to Little Grey Girl. Her bags were beautiful, but for me, butternut handmade were just stunning. I really liked the choices. I love these rainbow packs and the shawls, but yeah, again, Little Grey Girl. It's hard to go past this stand and not stop and look and dream and wonder and think about buying. And then we went to Blue Fern Yarns. So again, beautiful colours on this stand. It was hard to choose. I really wanted one of Shannon's colourways, and I struggled because this particular weekend I seem to have been drawn to one colour, which you'll see in a second, but one particular colour. So I tried to stay away from it on this stand, and I love the colour that I chose. So now we have the wool kitchen. I was able to chat with Helen the night before, and I had never picked up on these zip yarns. I have no idea why. Really behind the times on this one. So on day 2 I had to get one of these, and I can't wait to use it. I loved the idea behind it, and when it was explained again, I think that draws you to the yarn even more. This obviously is where I'd got my Iris the day before, but yeah, the zip yarns, and this is what you can make and how you can use that real pop of colour within the muted greys or whatever other colour that you've picked up. So I did really, really like these. I thought it was an ingenious idea, and talking to Helen and to Sophie was just so lovely. So that was really nice part of the weekend too, getting to know them. And this was Bird Street yarn. I managed to get it right at the end of the day because it had been so busy on so many occasions. And there's not much more to say about Bird Street. I love the colours, all the colours. I'd love that in my house, just to pick and choose as and when I needed. Just beautiful colours, similar to Pixie yarn, to be fair. When you look at Bird Street yarn, it's the way that they're dyed. It just looks so consistent. The colours are just beautiful. I just really liked it. So that's all of the stands. And we'll now have a look at what I bought on day 2. Okay, so roundup of day 2, and I'm home. The first thing I said that I would do is to show you the fade out of the packaging, which might make it a little bit easier to show. So these are all the colours of the fade. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it, or am I? So I think for my size, I can get away with 5. However, I was right on the meterage on the pattern. So when I saw this 6 skein set, I decided to go for it. So these are the 50 gram, and I just love these colours. I have another jumper, sort of this shade, and I really like it. So I had been drawn, there was a mermaid set, and I had been drawn to it, but I did finally decide on this. So this is it out of the packaging, and I absolutely love it. One of the bits I really like are the speckles in that particular yarn. I think it's lovely. So that's the fade. Then on day 2, one of the things that I'd said was that I wanted to get my husband. So the first skein that I got him was from the Wool Shed. It's their Ainsworth and Prynne. And this, not the only reason, I really liked the richness of the browns in this. But it was also called, where do we get it the right way up? Coffee Bean. And my husband absolutely loves his coffee. So once I saw the name, I definitely couldn't set it back down. So this is Classic Sock. It's 365 meters per 100 grams. So it will be a slightly thicker sock. But again, I'll completely work with that, and it'll be lovely for the winter. So that was that. And then I also got him one from Bird Street Yarn, and I love the colours in this.
So this is their Pebbles on a Beach, and it's their zebra sock. So 80/20 merino nylon, 100 grams, 400 meters, and yeah. So they are the two skeins that I got for my husband. They will make lovely socks. I just need to check if he wants longer ones or the shorter ones. He tends to like both, so I will check and see, because I may actually be able to get a couple of pairs out of each of those. Then I went to Conchetta at Butternut Handmade, and as I said, I really liked her bags. I thought they were absolutely beautiful. And there was one I had seen on day one, but I just couldn't decide. So I left it and walked away. And then when I went back on day two, it was one of the only ones that was still left in this shape of bag. So I treated myself. Isn't this class? I just love it. I think that is so pretty. So on the back, it is the pink that it is edged with for the pull band at the top. And it's completely plain inside, but she has lovely stamps on the inside. I just thought these were lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the other little bag I got from her was this, just because I love the fabric and I love the colours. A little zipper bag. I love the wee like leatherette tassels on it. So she has, they're on Etsy. Hopefully that'll focus. If you want to go give her a follow or favourite the shop. Again, on the inside of the bag, just lovely. I really like them. So that's what I got for Butternut Handmade. And then I had another look at the Wool Kitchen, which I had got my Irish yarn from. As I said, I had dinner with the girls the night before, and the first thing I knew I wanted was the zipper yarn. So this was the one that I chose. I know I've said I love purple, but I also love tealy, petrol-y colours. So she had a purple one, which was absolutely beautiful, but I decided on this. So I haven't decided quite what I'm going to make with this yet, but it's merino nylon. I could make a sock, but I don't think I will. I want to use this where I'm really getting the effect and doing something different with this yarn, because that is the purpose. And this is the Frida Kahlo colorway. So that was that one. And then I couldn't walk past without getting, they had kits for the Trillion shawl. So they had this colour, which is their grey madder. So it's lovely. Absolutely, I keep looking at it and I don't know, I know it's grey, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I've skeined up already, ready to go. So you need 2 of these, and then you need a bit of fluff. And this again, as I was skeining this up last night, the colours in this are beautiful. So it's going to come out, there's kind of lilacs, there's the turquoise, that corally bright neon pink. Is there a bit of lemon? I think there is actually in it as well. Really, really lovely. So that's going to be the little bits in the shawl. I already had the Trillion shawl, surprise, surprise. So I can't wait to get started on that one. And it, at the minute, is being housed in my Butternut Handmade. And then finally, Shannon of Blue Fern Yarns, I picked up these little flower stitch markers, and the skein that I picked was this. So as I said, there's kind of like a purpley theme running through the weekend, but this kept catching my eye on her stand. I think, don't hold me to it because I do change my mind quite often, but my thought when I was looking at this, so it's called Gladiola. It's classic sock, so 75% merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. And if I paired it with the socks, yeah, I think this could make a nice Simon or Alexander. So watch this space. But just as a wrap up for the weekend, I had a lovely, lovely time. I went over by myself. I don't mind travelling by myself. I've done it lots with work, so I don't mind. I hired a car. I love driving, so again, that didn't bother me. It was a half-hour drive from the airport to the venue. And it was just so chilled. Lovely to meet everyone, and I did come back feeling refreshed. I had an absolutely brilliant weekend. So I will definitely go back to another show. Maybe not soon. I was chatting to a few of the girls and they did recommend Woolly Good Gathering in Edinburgh, which was one I had looked at this year, but then I missed out on tickets. But I will definitely look at another one. My daughter is definitely coming with me the next time because she wasn't impressed that she missed out this time. And but yeah, I just had the best weekend. So I know I bought quite a bit, which was not my intention. I got a little bit carried away, but that was the treat to myself. And let's see what I make with all the bits and pieces. So I will see you in the next podcast. Bye.